the World Anti-Doping Agency dies at 84. More of this in the news. I am Banky O. England international Declan Rice and Brazilian defender Gabriel Magalhaes have trained before Tuesday's Champions League quarter-final with Sporting Lisbon. Rice is 27, left the England squad following a medical assessment during March's international break and missed Saturday's FA Cup quarter-final loss to Southampton. Brazil defender Gabriel, meanwhile, was forced off with a knee issue after taking a knock during the defeat on the South Coast. Both players were involved in first-team training at the club's London Conning base on Monday before Mikel Arteta's side travelled to Lisbon for the first leg. Belgian winger Leandro Trossard also returned to training, but Bukayo Saka was not involved after he also left the England camp early. Premier League leaders Arsenal will seek to avoid a third straight defeat on Tuesday after the FA Cup exit followed their Carabao Cup final defeat by Manchester City. They are 9 points clear of a second-place City as they chase a first league title since 2003-2004 and return to pursuing that target at home to Bournemouth on Saturday. Barca and goalkeeper David Raya are scheduled to speak with the media in Portugal later today. Vela Bowman scored the late winners. Holders Chelsea beat Tottenham to reach the Women's FA Cup semi-finals. Some care put Chelsea ahead in the 40th minute when she headed home via the post from Kera Wash's cross. The Spurs responded after the break with Evelina Sumanem's free kick, evading everyone in the box and flying over England goalkeeper Annan Hampton's head for an equalizer. Chelsea had a chance to take the lead in the 82nd minute, but Kaya was unable to add a finishing touch to Wake captained super ball across the 6-yard box. With extra time on the horizon, Berman unleashed a fierce strike from the edge of the area to send Chelsea into the last four. The Blues, who were knocked out of the Champions League by Arsenal last week, had several early opportunities before they took a first-half lead on Monday. After 3 weeks of anticipation, Senegal has received a reasoned decision from the Confederation of African Football CAF's Appeal Committee, marking a crucial step in the ongoing 2025 Africa Cup of Nations final saga. The ruling paves the way for the Senegalese Football Federation to file an appeal with the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, challenging the CAF's decision to award Morocco the 2025 African Cup of Nations title by default. Matthew Reeb, Director General of CAS, commented on the matter. He said the CAS is perfectly equipped to resolve the type of dispute the kind of dispute currently between Morocco and Senegal with the help of specialized and independent arbitrators. He said we are aware that teams and fans want clarity as soon as possible, and we ensure that the arbitration process proceeds swiftly while respecting the right of all parties to a fair trial. The development intensifies the spotlight on African football's governing body as taken as a way to final resolution that could reshape the 2025 African Cup of Nations outcome. The president of the Confederation of African Football, Patrice Motsepe, is expected to visit Morocco amid the major developments surrounding the hosting rights for upcoming African Cup of Nations tournament. Reports indicate that Morocco is said to be offered the opportunity to host both the 2027 and 2028 editions of the African Cup of Nations. This follows growing concerns over the readiness of East Africa nations initially slated to stage the competition. The joint bid involving Kenya, Tanzania, Tanzania and Uganda has reportedly encountered significant infrastructure and logistical challenges, casting doubt over their ability to deliver the tournament within the required time frame. As a result, CAF is considering a strategic shift that would see Morocco step in as host for the 2027 and 2028 editions, leveraging its proven capacity and existing facilities. In a move aimed at preserving the East African hosting ambitions, the three nations are expected to be reassigned the rights to host the 2032 edition of the tournament. The adjustment will provide additional time for the countries to address key infrastructural gaps and meet CAF's hosting standards. CAF is yet to make an official announcement, but Motsepe's anticipated visit to Morocco is seen as a decisive step toward finalizing the proposed arrangement. Former German coach Joachim Löw has dismissed speculation linking him with the vacant head coach position of the Ghana national football team ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Reports earlier suggested that the former German international manager was close to reaching an agreement with the Ghana Football Association, with discussions allegedly progressing towards a deal worth approximately €150,000 per month. It was also claimed that the personal terms were nearing completion following recent negotiations. However, speaking to Sky Sport Germany, Love categorically denied any such development, stating that he has not been contacted by Ghanaian officials. He said, "No one from Ghana has officially spoken to me." His comment suggests that speculations surrounding the potential appointment is premature and not grounded in formal discussions. Love remains one of the most accomplished international managers in modern football. During his tenure with the German national football team from 2006 to 2021, he guided the side to a top place finish at the 2010 FIFA World Cup and famously led them to the victory at the 2014 FIFA World Cup. He also secured the FIFA Confederations Cup in 2017. Head coach of Rangers International FC, Fidelis Ilechukwu, has maintained that the Nigerian Premier Football League title race remains wide open despite recent development at the top of the table. The Flying Antelope missed the opportunity to climb to the summit after they were held to a goalless draw at home by Barrow FC in their matchday 33 encounter. The result came even as Rivers United FC suffered a defeat on the road, leaving the title race finally poised heading into the final stretch of the season. Speaking after the match, Ilechukwu expressed optimism about his side's chances, insisting that with 5 games remaining, nothing has been decided. With the season approaching its climax, Rangers remain firmly in contention as the battle for the MPFA crown intensifies among the top sides. Earlier today, Korodu City missed the chance to meet up with the number of points at the top of the table after they were beaten by Plateau United 4 goals to 1 in today's game. Victor Dawa scored in the 91st minute, but the fourth goal of the game came in the 50th minute from Plateau United. Five second half goals between the two teams, four for Plateau United in the 50th minute, 72nd minute with a second goal. Then Ikorodu City reduced the tally in the 80th minute. Then one more goal came in the 88th minute before Victor Dawa scored in the 91st minute for Plateau United. So they remain in third position behind Rangers and Rivers United. Abia Warriors has won their game against Bayelsa United 1 goal to 0. It was Emeka Obiona that scored in 58 minutes, and that took Abia Warriors to the same number of points with Ikorodu City in fourth with 52 points from 33 matches. The former chair of the British Olympic Association (BOA) and president of the World Anti-Doping Agency (WADA), Sir Craig Reedy, has died at the age of 84. Reedy chaired the BOA and WADA. Reedy chaired BOA between 1992 and 2005 before going on to become the third president of WADA, serving from 2014 to 2019. As BOA chair, he was part of London's successful bid for the 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games and went on to serve as the director of the organizing committee for the two events. He was also a member of the International Olympic Committee (IOC) executive board between 2009 and 2012 and its vice president between 2012 to 2016 for the IOC. Reedy was an international badminton player representing Great Britain in the 1960s and subsequently led the Scottish Badminton Junior. In 1981, he was elected International Badminton Federation President, where he led a successful campaign to include badminton at the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona. He presided over WADA during the revelation of the state-sponsored doping by Russia, leading to the country's athlete being banned from competing under the national flag. That's all we have in the news. Talking point next. All right, welcome back to Urban Sport on 94.5 Urban Radio. The time is 7:44, and the Como failed to consolidate on their Champions League spot when they were held to a goalless draw by Udinese today. The game ended goalless, and Maduka Okoye, Super Eagles goalkeeper, didn't allow any single ball to pass through him to the back of the net, and they held Como to a goalless draw in today's match. Lecce were beaten in Italy 3-0. Yes, they were beaten by Atalanta. The first goal was scored by Giorgio Scavini in the 29th minute and assist from Richard Catalari. In the 59th minute, Nikola Krostovic scored a second goal. Once again, it was an assist from Charles de Catalari, the Belgian, and Giacomo Raspadori scored in the 73rd minute and assist from Mario Pasalic. They went to Lecce and destroyed Lecce 3-0. Juventus won their game against Genoa today 2-0. First goal was scored by Bremer in the 4th minute and assist from Lloyd Kelly, and Weston McKinnon got an assist from Francisco Conceição in the 17th minute. 2 goals in the first half in the 4th and 17th minute. Enough for them. 3 points in the game. A big game tonight. Napoli against AC Milan is by 7:45. Yes, Napoli versus AC Milan. The starting lineup of that game is right here. For AC Milan, they start tonight with Nicolas Fulkrug and Christopher Nkunku, two players that failed to hit it in the Premier League. Then we have in the midfield Rabiot, Fofana, Luka Modric, Selemakers, and Batasegi. Then in the defense, we have Pavlovic, Conan De Winter, Fikayo Tomori, and Mike Maignan. In the 3-5-2 formation for Napoli tonight, Giovanni Santana do Nascimento, yes, leading the line for them in the 23rd, wearing the 23 jersey. In the attack also we have Kevin De Bruyne and Scott McTominay, two players that played at Manchester, one for a more successful Manchester team than the other. Then Spinazzola, Anguissa, Lobotka, and Gutierrez in the midfield. In defense is a three-man defense for Napoli tonight: Juan Jesus, Alexandre Borgiano, and Matthias Oliveira. Vanda Milinkovic-Savic is the keeper tonight for Napoli in a 3-4-2-1 formation. So we expect a feisty affair between the two teams. We have expecting fireworks between the two teams also. Napoli versus AC Milan tonight. Right, in the Spanish La Liga, Girona will take on Villarreal. That game is by 8 p.m. tonight. And like I said in the news, Abia Warriors defeated Barcelona United 1-0. Plateau United hammered Ikorodu City, taught them how to play football from scratch, took them to the rudiments of the game, beating them 4-1 in today's game. Alright, 0916005945 conversations can resume from the morning show. And yes, Arsenal have two players back fit again. Gabriel Magalhaes and Declan Rice both trained for Arsenal today ahead of their quarter-final clash against Sporting Lisbon in the city in Portugal tomorrow. But Bukayo Saka didn't train in today's game. Leandro Trossard also returned to the side, but Saka did not train. He wasn't involved in the training for today's match. So we wait and see how much update we can get concerning the fit players for Arsenal. They've lost back-to-back games. I'm sure they will avoid losing a third straight game. That can send shocking waves, to their fans, and also can affect their mentality for the run-ins. They want to try as much as possible to win something this season, and they have just two more trophies available for them. Yes, they have the Champions League and also the Premier League. Good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Donkey.
Basi, have fun now. How are you, man?
How you doing?
And you're alright too.
What did they treat me this evening because of the Nigerian professional football? I think every one of them, anybody that will pick the trophy, you know that he fights a good fight.
Okay.
So that is what we are looking for. I think let there be competition in our league, not only when someone go stay at home to win. Let there be away winning, like consecutive, so that at least the league can be able to improve. That's what it means. And that now, I don't know,
Now you
I
know.
don't know.
Now
As
you know.
they used to do this thing. When once it comes to the point that you are a expect partner to do something, they
Mm.
will
You know. You might
they
never
will not
know.
be possible. When
They'll give
when
you.
we hope,
Mm.
when we hope, I think it's my London brothers. But so they will try to pick the Premier League. They should forget about the Champions League. They should face the Premier League and
Ooh.
get the Premier League.
Ooh.
Arsenal,
So you should forget about the
Arsenal,
Champions League. Of course, yeah, it's just a fine. Now you will talk now. Thank you very much, Basi. Thank you, Basi. And thank you. 09160005945, 09160004945. Those are the numbers to call. Good evening to you. Hello.
good evening to you, Mr. Banky.
Yes,
Emmanuel calling you from my body.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't think I need a prophet to prophesy to me that Arsenal has only one trophy to fight for,
It,
which is the Premier League.
yes.
It's looking likely they're going to win. If you talk about last week, or last 2 weeks, we were having a conversation of the quadruple. That was a shocking. After Manchester City, they were beaten by Southampton. So
Yes.
Arsenal, for me, they only have the Premier League to fight
Can
against,
they
which
beat
is the
Sporting
fight.
Lisbon or not?
And even if they win Sporting, they will be beaten out. I think they will be beaten
By who?
in the semis or in the finals. I don't see Arsenal winning the Champions
Champions
League. The
League,
present
yeah.
Arsenal team, yes, they don't have the experience yet. So they can win the Premier League.
You said they don't have
Arsenal
the
probably 6 to 7
experience.
matches to go.
You said they don't have the experience. Is it the experience now? Or the mental fortitude? Is it the experience now? Because if you've gotten to the semi-finals before, that means you should be able to push the boundary to the final. Same set of players. So you can't say they don't have Champions League experience at this point. Do you get me?
I think they have the right players, but the mentality of Arsenal is always something that is questionable. So
Yeah.
I think that the mentality, if care is not taken, they should be careful. I think the Premier League is just there to lose.
Yes.
So they want to watch it. Manchester City are taking the form that they are being known for. So they must have to be careful to win the Premier League. If not, it will be the same story. Thank you this evening and God bless you.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Congratulations.
All right. 0916 0916 Arsenal fans, don't let people do this to you guys, and don't let them say you can't win the Champions League with your team. Except you also believe that you can't win the Champions League. But who am I to decide? Champions League match is up for grabs tomorrow. The first round of quarterfinals. The first leg is tomorrow. Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. A blockbuster made in heaven. Good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Banky.
Yes, how are you, man?
I'm fine. Well done, job.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Now, in our conversation previously, there was a day I was saying that it doesn't easy to make a travel. Then you are asking me, can they do it? I told you that you should go and ask the people that have done it previously, like Manchester United, how it was difficult at all for them to do it.
Yeah.
Come that way. There's a lot of contented program on the sporting curriculum in England. It doesn't come easily. You have to be extraordinary, exceptional. In fact, before they even play that Manchester United second game, one point was engaging Rooney on conversation on a podcast or thereabouts. They were asking Rooney if we are to be that we are 2008 to 9 can they beat this current Arsenal? Rooney responded that they will be strong. That will tell you how exceptional the quality, the depth they had then to treble. It's what Arsenal has now. You cannot compare it to the people that did it. And even the people that did it, they can ask them how difficult and tough it was for them.
I think for Arsenal to be able to do a treble, yeah, they
Yeah.
must overcome this current fear. They must win the Premier
Because
League.
like you said, you just use the best one for you. That's like what
Yes,
football
they
is.
have to. Yes, they don't have it. If they win the Premier League, because as it stands now, the Premier League is still very difficult for them to win. If they win the Premier League, now if they get a draw against Sporting Lisbon tomorrow, because Sporting Lisbon is a difficult side, if they get a draw tomorrow or win against Sporting Lisbon tomorrow, then they can balance the mental pressure a little. For Arsenal to be able to do a treble, they must win one title. You can't jump from no title to three. You cannot. You need to build certain level of momentum and mental strength. Yes.
That's the thing. You grow it gradually.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you just use the word light word for it. It's psychological policy. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't come easy.
Thank you very
Well
much.
done, job,
All
Well
right.
done.
All right. Confirmed. Bukayo Saka during Timber will not be available for Arsenal's game against Sporting Lisbon tomorrow. They did not travel with the squad to Portugal. Now you know that pulling some of those players back to London means they were actually injured. Bukayo Saka injured, Julian Timber injured, Declan Rice just recovered, and he wasn't able to play against Southampton. They were not available for the game against Southampton. Just in case you were saying, okay, 7 legs, they didn't want to play them, blah blah blah. These players were actually injured. Yes, for what is the name now? Nkapie, he was also injured when he played for Ecuador. So it's not about they're trying to withdraw the players. These players are injured. 0916005945, 0916004945. Chooks, good evening to you.
Monday.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Um, well, Arsenal. I was talking about that FA Cup game that Southampton has been in 10-game unbeaten streak.
Yes.
And then Arsenal coming back from.
Hello. Hello. Chooks, are you still here? Hello, Chooks. All right, 0916005945, 0916004945. All right. Are you still with me, Chooks?
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
actually a bit grateful that what followed was international break, so we felt they were going to recover.
Yeah.
Because we said if not for that international break, then another game coming thick and fast may actually affect them if they lose a game. And here we are. I feel sad because after seeing their performance against Southampton, I lost a bit of hope.
Yeah. And before that game, you and I had this long, yes, about you intentionally withdrawing some of the players. As you can see now, the players were actually injured. They were actually injured, and he had to make 9 changes to the game against Southampton. Southampton are like 10 games unbeaten run, and they are up for playoffs. They are up. If they continue, there's a chance that they will make. So it's a potential Premier League team that they faced, and
that was why I was a bit skeptical about Arsenal bullying them, especially at St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
Yes.
So there is no excuse, though. There is no excuse.
I don't know what Ateta is going to do. At the post-match conference, I was not happy. These coaches, how can you go there and then be saying the fans needs to back up now so that you show them who Arsenal is? When you say who Arsenal is,
but at the end of the day, every single time, you have to ask for your fans to back you up.
But don't say who Arsenal is. When you say who Arsenal is, I get troubled because we know they bottled it in how many seasons, and it's not good.
that kind of response is not good.
Well,
That's more
well,
trouble for them.
the interview, he said they had a fantastic 9 months, yeah, if I remember clearly what he said, and
Yes,
they should
yes.
also keep supporting. The fans just need to continue to support and believe.
You see,
Because,
the bank Arsenal needs to get a draw or a win at Portugal tomorrow. Otherwise, there's a big problem in the game.
yes, there will be a big problem.
Sincerely,
Thank you
there will
very
be a
much.
big problem.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
09160059450 09160049445. Okay, yes. As Wenger said, you can't expect a team to win everything, especially when they are just getting back to competing for major trophies. The players are lacking quality, they are just dealing with pressure, with the fear of losing, and that can affect performance. It takes time to build that winning experience. Yes, you don't go from a drought to winning a treble or quadruple overnight. Now they are out of domestic cup. I believe they'll focus fully on the Premier League and they can have a strong chance to win it. Exactly what I said to you, my friend. You can't go from zero title to 3 or 4. I never believed in a quadruple. I also, beginning of the season, never believed that they will win the Champions League. They had good moments, but win one first, Champions League or the Premier League. The Premier League will be a good springboard for you to win major and more tournaments. Good evening to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your name and location. Go ahead.
Now, there's people usually when they join the players from the international league, they were thinking maybe you just want to forget about it. They want to do it for me. They want to use a strategy. But now it's so first that the players are really injured and it's going to affect them.
Mm.
But they get something. I don't think they're going to win. They are abysmal form now. But their
Mm.
form is not good. Not the Arsenal win now. I'm not an Arsenal win.
Yeah.
Liverpool back. At least they should go to the Premier League. I don't know because the Champions League is out of reach.
The Champions League is out of reach. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It is not now. How can you say it's out of reach when they're in the quarterfinals?
Looking at their form is very shambolic.
Form is temporary, and you know things can turn around in form is temporary, and you know things can turn around in the next 1 week. So you can't say the Champions League is out of reach right now. You cannot say that.
They normally say you are good at your last game.
Yeah.
So you know that. So their form now is very bad.
But it's not out of reach because there are still games to play. You get it? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, guys. Return later tomorrow, 8 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. Right on 94.5 Open Radio Enugu. All right. My name is Banky O. Good evening to you.